Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of mine. This time I'm back with Not Me episode 11. I really couldn't wait. I needed to find out what happened. The gang has been attacked and apparently by Todd's gang, and Sean got shot after he got beat up by Black. To be quite honest, I still don't feel bad that he got beat up because that's just justice for what he did to York. But before Sean actually could get hurt even more, White showed up and he saved him. Now, we finally have a plan. We're gonna accept Dan in our realm and we're gonna use his connection as a cop to get Tawi. And now I'm intrigued how that plan is gonna look like because it seems like it's still in motion and it has been interrupted by all those people with guns. And from what I remember correctly, Dan protected York so much that he didn't protect himself enough. He got shot. So I hope he doesn't die on us. If you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe. For the full uncut reaction, you can check out my Patreon. The link is in my description box below. And without further ado, let's start.
Black ไอ้ช้อนไอ้ช้อนไปเร็วมึงมันมาแล้วมึงตามกูมา
That's such a cute friendship that they have.
นั่งก่อนสิไว้
I would be in the known already. By the way, his hatred is dominating his face. Look at this. Like I would
ดื่มด้วยกันก่อนไหม
know. But considering the fact that White is very naive, maybe he would have accepted it. I wouldn't have. I would have pretended that I drink something.
ไปที่ไหนก็ได้ที่ไม่ต้องเห็นหน้ามึงอะจอดกูบอกให้จอดไง
ไอ้ช้อนมึงเป็นเฮียอะไร
Sir
เนี่ยไอ้ช้อน
กูบอกให้มึงจอด
Sir, don't provoke me. Like I'm just gonna pull the arm that hurts you so that you stop.
คนพูดเองไม่ใช่เหรอว่าอย่ามายุ่งกับมึงอีกอะ
Yeah, your brother said
ทิ้งกูไป
safety
แล้วอะ
precautions.
กลับมาช่วยกูอีกทำไมปล่อยให้กูโดนฆ่าไปจะได้จบ
Sir, just
Well,
because
I'm
someone doesn't
done.
reciprocate your
Done.
feelings doesn't
My God,
mean
good
that
Lord.
they want you to die.
กูให้คนไปสะกดรอยเพื่อนมันละเผื่อว่ามันไปซ่อนอยู่กับใครอะ
แล้วมันจะหนีไปไหนวะ
Literally, it was his man. Why?
ถ้ามันฝืน อย่างแรกคือล้าง
I
แค้
did
น
say that he would have to know him. I knew it. Bitch, he already knew. He already be in the known. Why are you trembling? You can shoot him, or did he spike your drink? The melody, yeah.
ดื่มด้วยกันก่อนไหม
He spiked the drink. I did say I wouldn't have done it. If he tries to finish him off now again... If he tries to finish him off again, they are close. Like, White is gonna feel it or they're gonna crash. Oh my god. Oh no. Sir, you are killing him.
เห็นคนที่พยายามทำทุกอย่างให้ดีขึ้น
Yeah.
เห็นในสิ่งที่ทุกคนไม่เห็นการเปลี่ยนแปลงมึงลองนึกดูนะ ถ้ามันไม่ใช่แค่เรื่องในมหาลัยอะแต่เราทำให้มันใหญ่ขึ้นเป็นระดับสังคมระดับประเทศกูเห็นภาพของทุกคนมากมายที่ลุก
All the sad thing about this is that every single change needs time, and sadly, just a small amount of people that are trying to fight against injustices is not enough. And in general, everything takes time. Everything needs time to develop. The change that is happening, it doesn't happen overnight. Like, it will take time. They are trying to literally demolish the old system because it's wrecked, and they're trying to build a system where everyone has the chance of being at the same level. And considering the fact that the people that are at the bottom of the food chain have little to say compared to people that are at the top of the food chain. It will take a lot of people, as in a lot of people, in order to get something to change, even if it's just 1%, okay? Because sadly, if you are part of the people that are at the top of the food chain, you don't really are affected by anything that happens in society because you already have the upper hand in this huge battle with injustice. You already are at the better side of things, so you don't really care if there's change happening or not. If anything, you are more against the change, because if the government actually accepts that there are injustices happening because of the rigged system and they're trying to change something, that means that the people that are at the top of the food chain will have it worse, as in it will have a negative impact on people that are at the head of the food chain, because everything needs balance. If the people that are at the bottom of the food chain get more opportunities, as in also more money, if people should be capable to convince the government that the system is rigged and that it needs change, and they will try to listen a little bit to the voices that are at the bottom of the food chain and they try to ease it out, if the changes that are being taken by the government has a positive impact on the people that are at the bottom of the food chain, it will automatically have a negative impact on the people that are at the top of the food chain, because everything needs balance. So if I try to balance every single human out in order that every single human being has the same rights and the same possibilities, then that means that the people that have had it good their entire life will now see how it feels like to not always get what they want, and that will be a huge shock for them because they're not used to anything else, and it will be a pleasant surprise for the people that have been fighting their ass off their entire life. They always had to fight for the little things they got, and then they mostly didn't even get it because someone that came from the top of the food chain came and snatched their place. I'm just gonna use the job opportunities from episode 2 and 3 in here. It will have a positive impact on them because they never really had that opportunity. And it will be a nice change in general. Change needs time. And the fact that people are trying to stand up for what's right just shows that Black in their group isn't the only one that is trying to make a stand. They're trying to make a change, but considering the fact that they are so little, they weren't capable to achieve much. Maybe the only thing that they were capable to achieve was to actually just point out even more that the system is rigged. But the change didn't really happen. But considering the fact that Black and his group is trying to attack people that are personally involved in always getting the good side of things and trying to make their entire dynasty fall for the people that actually are dependent on powerful men or women that are at the top of the food chain, it will be mostly possible for Black and his group to actually be capable to do something. The fact that they are tackling Tawee can have more than one reason. Not just that he's above the law and they can stand it, but if I tackle someone that has a lot of power, then that means that the rage that I have on the inside is very powerful. And considering the fact that he is so powerful and the government has his ass, sooner or later the government is gonna try to put a stop to them and their voices of the people that tried to bring justice will be heard in one way or another, even if it is in the jail cell. Sorry for having to say it so honest, but if you want to gain something and you want to fight against the mass, you need to be willing to sacrifice. And the sacrifice when you're trying to change a system which is rigged will need a lot of sacrifice. And Black actually was willing to make that sacrifice. So I'm actually very intrigued by Black. in the beginning when I started to watch the series that Black only had like that negativity. I mean, I did put it on to the fact that he lost his light, etc. But I never really saw his ambition when it came to the wrecked system. I just saw the fact that he was harming people in order to get what he wants, but I never really put my mind into what exactly it is that he wants to achieve with hurting people in the process of his personal gain. So I actually like Black, to be quite honest. I like him. I like his ambition. I like where he comes from. It's not like he's doing this to ask for attention. He's actually doing this because he's like, I can't stand this no more. I don't have any time for this negativity. I'm trying to make a stand. If someone that actually sees that the system is wrecked and they can't do anything about it and they're just sucking up to the government, I will have to do something myself because I can't stand around and see this injustice happening. I'm willing to sacrifice.
มึงดูจากมาร์ติน ลูเทอร์ คิงดิที่เขาสู้แบบ non-violence กับ civil disobedience เขายังช
Wasn't
นะ
he
ได้เลย
killed?
แล้วยังไงวะ มาร์ติน ลูเทอร์ คิงของมึงอะสุด
Yeah.
ท้ายแล้วอะก็โดนรอบสังหาร
You need to also be capable
back.
to be left standing.
ถ้าเกิดเราจะเปลี่ยนอะไรสักอย่างหนึ่งอะเราต้องมีอำนาจ
That's the problem. You need power. And how do you get power? That's the question.
น้องมึงกับ
It's
เพื่อน
not
มึงอะ
just
ทำดี
his.
แล้ว
There are
อีกไม่
many
นาน
people
เดี๋ยว
that
กูอยู่
think
ไม่ได้
that the system is wrecked.
และอำนาจก็จะไปอยู่กับกู
He's power crazy. I am weak.
มึงไม่มีทางดีไปกว่ามันหรอกถ้ามึงมีอำนาจอะมึงก็กลายเป็นอีกคน
มันเป็นเรื่องปกติอยู่แล้วที่ต้องเป็นแบบนี้เว้ย
No,
ทุ
it's
กวัน
not.
นี้สังคม
You
มัน
have
เละ
a
เทะ
choice
ไม่เป็น
and
ระ
you're
เบียบไปหมด
choosing to be like
ถ้า
this.
ไม่มีคนทุกคนในตอนเนี้ยมีสิทธิทำทุกอย่างมีอิสระกันเต็มที่
But why do you want to have his power?
ถ้ามึงไม่เก็บมาคิด
What are you gonna do with that
ก็ไม่เป็
power?
นปัญหากับชีวิตมึง มันมีแต่เราจะตกลงกันยังไง ให้เราอยู่ร่วมกันได้ต่างหากมันเป็นอย่างนี้มาโดยตลอด แล้วก็จะเป็นอย่างนี้ต่อไปอีกนาน
Sir, what is your ideal? That's what I'm intrigued to know now.
มึงยอมรับความ
What
จริ
is
ง
your ideal?
รู้ว่าผมทำอะไรอยู่อะทุกคนสวยนะฮะ
เราจะให้ทำไงอะ
He's
จะปล่อยไว้งี้เหรอ
to protect
อยาก
them.
ตายเหรอ
This man. It seems that he's panting more than Dan. To be quite honest though, like if I don't know what I'm doing and you're telling me that I need to clean the wound, that I need to get maybe even the bullet out, no. Because that's what Yoka's gonna have to do. Like, in order for his shoulder to heal, he needs to get the bullet out. He's supposed to wash his...
เหร
Yeah.
อ ผมไม่ใช่หมอนะเว้ย
เร็วๆลองทำได้
That though, I would be saying the exact same thing. I'm not a doctor, bitch. You expect me to get a bullet out? Me too, sir.
ออกแล้ว
It's out. He's so proud of himself.
พี่เป็นตำรวจนะ ไม่เคยโดนยิงมาก่อนเนาะหรือว่าเคยแต่ยิงคนอื่น
Too soon? Too soon then?
พ่อช้อน
Yeah. It's the shock because he knows. He knows how Sean is.
เดียวกันใช่ปะ
ใจเย็นๆ
อย่าช่วยปกปิด
ใจ
อะ
เย็น
ในฆ่าพ่อกู
พี่บอกเลย
ตามไปดิ
ไม่ได้
ใครฆ่าพ่อกู
How didn't he break down when he saw him? Because it looks like he actually saw Sean. He saw what he looked like. How come he didn't break down when he saw him? If he feels that guilty.
จะบอกชอนเหรอว่าเกิดอะไรขึ้นอะ
I don't think that's a good idea,
ไม่ได้นะ
sir.
พี่ พี่ห้าม
That-
พูดเด็ดขาด
When Dan brought Yog to his place the first time, and they had that moment where Yog was drawing him for his art class, I did do the analysis when he was like, I did something and I couldn't redeem myself. I've been trying so hard. That's one of the main reasons why I became a cop. I was hoping that helping people or preventing them from death could help me ease the guilt that I had ever since I shot this man. because he actually saw the child afterwards in the police station. He was like, which cop killed my father? And that must have made him feel even worse, because we did see that small scene when Dan actually explained how he killed someone, and he literally was feeling guilty the second that he pulled the trigger. I don't want to say it like this, but I don't think that being a cop is his job, if you guys want my opinion. Because besides the fact that you need guts in order to accept that it may be possible that you go to your job and then you could die that day, you also need to be willing to kill someone if necessary. And in a certain sense, I'm not saying that you need to be cold-blooded, but you actually need a very cool skin for that. Like, it's not for everyone that you could actually shoot someone, especially if you appreciate a human. You don't appreciate every single human being because, like I said, there are people that you will like and there will be people that you can't stand. That's sadly how things are. You won't be capable to be liked by everyone. But you respect life itself. You respect life. And that's why you can't take life from someone else. And that's why it's impossible for you to shoot someone. At least that's for me. Like, as much as I hate someone, the only thing I could do is yell at them. Like, I defend myself with my words. I could never hit someone or kill someone. Nor stab, nor nothing. I respect life too much. And the point here is that this man has been carrying guilt inside of himself ever since he shot that man. And besides the fact of technically being bullied by all of his colleagues, literally for actually doing his job because he shot someone and then apparently no one wanted to work with this man anymore. If you're a police officer and there are people running away from you and you are shooting and you actually kill someone, then that doesn't mean that the people around you, as in your colleagues, suddenly don't want to work with you anymore and you need to work in horrible conditions just because you did your job. Like, shooting someone, sadly, makes part of a police officer's job. You need to be willing to shoot someone if they actually aren't willing to listen or they're actually too insane and they could hurt so many other people. If someone is psychologically so unstable that you can't even reach them no matter how hard you try, sadly the gun is the only way. In the police eyes, of course. Like I said, I couldn't shoot someone nor hurt someone physically. I just can't. But there are people that become police officers that actually are capable to deal with that. Like I said, every single human being is different. Like, just because I can shoot someone doesn't mean that someone else can't. And the problem here is, because of the fact that this man has been feeling so guilty, I don't think that this man can live with himself anymore if he doesn't come clean. Because he did see Sean in the police station after he shot Sean's father. And he knew already what he looked like. And because of the fact that he didn't think that he could redeem himself because of the fact that he actually shot Sean's father, he didn't really think that he could do anything to make it up to Sean. So, in his way, he tried to help other people, or he tried to make other people heal in order to could get that guilt off his chest. But that's not how it works. I did explain it in episode 8. He would have to make it up to Sean. If he actually wants to find peace from that guilt that has been eating on him ever since he shot Sean's father, he needs to deal with Sean and his angry outbursts. But considering the fact that this is a dire situation right now, especially the fact that Sean doesn't like police officers because of the fact that he knows that one police officer killed his father, was bad enough for him. He was like, yeah, I want the cop in, because he was like, I'm ready to give police officers a second chance. But finding out that Dan is actually the police officer that killed his father would actually make Sean completely shoot him off. And he would be like, don't come here, or maybe even kill yourself. I don't care. I want justice. As in, he will unleash the rage that he feels, like I said, the rage that he should feel at his father and not at Tawi or at policemen, because his father knew what he was doing and he willingly went into the lion's den. So this is more his father's fault than anything else. Like, it didn't seem from the flashback that Tawi forced him to do it. This was like a normal job for them, and he knew what he was getting himself into. He could have stopped, but he didn't. So this was Sean's father's fault. But the biggest problem here is, and that's the elephant in the room, Dan needs to confess to Sean, and Sean needs to tell him what Dan has to do in order for Dan to get his forgiveness. And the fact that Sean would be giving him forgiveness would help Dan heal from that guilt that he has been carrying the entire time. Because if you actually harm someone or someone's feelings, you need to make it up to that person. Considering the fact that he couldn't make it up to Sean's father because he killed him, he needs to make it up to the person that actually felt the loss of the person that was shot. And that's Sean. So if he wants to be rid of the guilt he has been carrying inside of himself for such a long time, he needs to confess to Sean, and whatever Sean wants, he will have to do it. Like, that's the way to get the guilt off his chest. The problem here is, if Sean should find out that the police officer that shot his father is Dan, the entire rage that he has been trying to erase from himself will come to the surface, and he's gonna become even more impulsive than what he did with York in that training session. Most definitely he's either gonna kill Dan himself, or he's gonna ask Dan to kill himself. Because he did say, if I need to exchange my life for Tawi's, I will do it. Because he blames Tawi for what happened with his father, and he also blames policemen because they shot his father. So he will be like, a life for a life. Take it or leave it. He's not going to be capable to be talked nicely to. He will say, you want me to forgive you? That's how you redeem yourself. That's the justice. You kill yourself. A life for a life. You killed my father? Kill yourself. That's the balance.
พี่กำลังทำอยู่ตอนเนี้ยผมว่ามันคือการค่อยๆแก้ไขสิ่งที่ผิดพลาดไปแล้วนะ
Aww.
มึงทิ้งกูไปแล้วมึงกลับมาทำไมวะ
Sir,
กินยาเลยนะ
you should tell him. To be quite honest, that's me. Like, if you're trying me too much, forget it. No matter how much I love you, you can take a few punches from me, but that's the only thing you get. Like, y'all, I'm being frustrated with White. Like, Sean literally told him, you are the one that left me. That means that the face being configured like this is because you hit me. So that means that White knows that this was Black. But he doesn't want to tell Sean that he's not Black. And that's the problem. If I confess my love to you and you behave the way that Black did, literally you punch me and tell me that I shouldn't come near you anymore, and then you're suddenly showing up, you're treating my wounds. Like, what is this? Like, this is confusing. You can't expect me to just sit there and be thankful that you came to my rescue when you are the one that hurt me the most of all. I don't think that Sean feels his arm. This man is more upset about the fact that Black told him to stay away from him, and then he's the one coming to save him. The relationship between Sean and Black is very rusty. It's very bad. And especially after Black found out that Sean had something with White, he was like, you're staying away from my little brother. So that's why most definitely Black beat Sean up. Because he's like, you came close to my brother. I don't want to know what else you did with my brother. But considering the fact that there is this hatred and animosity between Sean and Black, Black was like, I'm making it short and quick. I'm beating you the hell up and you don't come near me anymore. So that means whenever you see my face, you will be remembered of the fact that I beat you up and that I told you that you need to leave me alone. The fact that White knows that Black beat Sean up is bad enough because he is just as much in love with Sean as Sean is in love with White. White would have to say something because me as the person that got rejected so hard and then also beat up by the person I love, and then the person I love saves me, it hurts me more than it does me good. Like, we're talking about the psychological pain again. Like, Sean's psychological pain is much more powerful than his physical pain. The graze wound or the fact that his face is bruised up and his eye is so swollen that it's literally closed, he doesn't care about that. The thing that hurts him the most is his heart. And to be quite honest with y'all, I think it's kind of disrespectful from White because he knows that he should say something and he doesn't say anything. This brings a lot of frustration, bitterness, and rage with itself. Sean deserves to know. Like, if White truly loves Sean, he will have to man the F up. He will have to tell him, look, the problem here is I'm not black. I'm not black. The man that beat you up was not me. Like, you need to give this man an explanation because that's the only thing he wants. Because of the fact that he's so in love with White. We heard it the last episode. He was like, I don't think I can live without him anymore. So the love he has for White must be so insanely powerful that he loves White more than he loves himself. So the only thing that this man would need in order to be capable to heal or in order to forgive White would be an explanation. That's the only thing he wants. And the fact that White doesn't give him the explanation makes the rage inside of Sean more and more powerful. I would be too. Like, I'm with Sean on this one. Like, because of the fact that I don't know the truth. First you beat me up, you tell me to leave you alone. After we had sex. And then you come to my rescue, treat my wounds, and give me painkillers. Who are you? Why are you playing me? Like he deserves some kind of explanation.
แล้วเมื่อคืนมึงนอนที่นี่เหรอ
กูนอนเฝ้า
Yeah, they already a thing.
ไวนะมึง
Oh, I love the relationship between Sean and Yook the most, to be quite honest.
เอาตำรวจเข้า
The way Yook is
มึงไว้ใจ
murdering
มันได้ไง
him.
วะ
Oh, he also has this prejudice.
ไม่ต้องยุ่ง มึงเลิกคติได้แล้วไอ้แบ๊กมึงเลิกบ้าได้แล้ว
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. There's just this thing that I don't really understand. Maybe one of you can explain it to me. I can't understand it. They all commented on Black's change in behavior and that he has become more mature, he thinks more, he's more calm. We do remember when they left Dawei's manufactory and White was like, yeah, I don't want innocent people to be at stake. Like, they don't have anything to do with this. Like, they don't need to suffer. And Graham literally told him, your view of things has changed as well. Like, if I would have said that before, you would have said I'm too naive. Literally, they all noticed a huge ass difference in Black's personality. Yet, as soon as he behaves like this, they don't really are capable to connect the dots. Like, they don't even make that subtle comment like, I wouldn't have thought that you're that short-sighted now. After everything you said lately, I would have thought that you're a little more mature about the entire situation. I would have thought you were one of the first people to agree to this. They are not making any subtle comments. They literally immediately also assume that this is Black and that he hasn't changed at all. Like, it's like they're immediately forgetting the fact that the new Black, as in White, came into their lives and showed them a complete different picture. They immediately just see Black again as the bitch and they're like, stop behaving like you usually do. No, y'all, I don't understand. How come they don't see the difference? They would have to see a difference. They kept on commenting on this man's change in behavior. How come they can't put one and one together? What is he? Oh no, not the trust fall. The trust fall, he's gonna let your ass drop flat. This is gonna hurt.
เล่นเหี้ยอะไร
Because stupidity hurts, sir.
แล้วเหรอ ไอ้แบ็ค
Yes, the real Black has returned. Let's go. Bitching about. Ooh! Smack him. Now it's on sight. This is the same as with Todd. This man does not think his things through. Sir, you already have been
มึง
caught.
แฟดเหรอ
Ooh!
แฟดเหี้ย
Yes!
มึงเอาอีกคนไปซ่อนไว้ที่ไหน พูดออกมา พูดออกมาดิ
อย่ามายุ่ง
Someone say something. Ooh, let's go. Yes! Tell him.
ห้ามกูไปก็เท่านั้น
I was about to say, This bitch is a simp. Y'all, like, Sean is just so predictable. I knew that he was gonna be petty like that. A life for a life. Literally, this man is not calm enough to have a responsible and reasonable conversation where you can actually find a way to get the pain out of your system. I don't know, like getting into a ring and like fighting it out in a certain sense, like just to get the frustration out, etc. It would help Sean feel better, and that would automatically make Dan feel better as well. No, this man isn't ready to even have a conversation about that yet. So he was like, a life for a life. I did say it. I knew he was gonna be like that. Like, I'm not even surprised. But that's just gonna make next episode even more interesting. White is discovered, so considering the fact that Black came back into their lives and Black told White to stay away again from the group, it seems like White is actually willing to go with it, which means that he's gonna listen to Black and he's gonna stay away from everyone, even from Sean. And Sean is like, I've had it with you. Stay away from me if you can't stay in my life. Like, stay away from me so that I can get over you, maybe. I really hope that Dan doesn't die, y'all. Please. Don't kill him. Like Mayuk and Dan Hart. Don't do this to Mayuk and Dan Hart. Please. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video with me. Tell me in the comments below what you think was best, and I will see you in another video. Bye.